In the meantime, 3 buses filled with migrant families traveled from Texas to Washington, D.C. on Christmas Eve. The drop-off happening in below-freezing weather near the home of Vice President Kamala Harris. The state's ongoing migrant busing program comes as border communities prepare for the end of Title 42.
Busloads of migrants from Texas and Arizona are still streaming into the district. Many migrants are finding themselves in hotels. Sometimes they're even sleeping on the streets. News 4's Mark Seagraves broke the story earlier today on social media and reports D.C.'s homeless shelters are now at capacity.
This morning, the mayor of Washington, D.C. has requested the help of the National Guard to assist with the buses of migrants arriving to her city, which she described as a growing humanitarian crisis.
It's been nearly a month since the city of Tukwila proclaimed a state of emergency.
It's all to address a surge of migrants seeking shelter at a local church. The question is, where are the resources going to come from to help? Fox 14's Frankie Thompson joins us from the church in Tukwila, where more than 300 migrants are currently staying. Frankie.
Remember the immigrants that Texas Governor Abbott was busing to Washington, D.C.? He's still doing it, basically every single day. That's according to migrant advocates in the nation's capital. And now, aid workers say they're running out of resources.
To help local officials whose communities are being overwhelmed by hordes of illegal immigrants who are being dropped off by the Biden administration, Texas is providing charter buses to send these illegal immigrants who have been dropped off by the Biden administration to Washington, D.C.
It's been a little more than a year since states on the border started sending migrants north to D.C. While there are still people in need of assistance who come here to the nation's capital, the prospects for some aren't great. Anela Gonzalez got to D.C. from her native Venezuela with her young child Thursday. She wanted a better life, but now she's left in limbo.
Washington, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser declared a public emergency today after thousands of migrants have been sent to the nation's capital from Texas and Arizona over the last several months. Buses are going to New York City and to Chicago as well. It's part of a battle between some Republican governors and the Biden administration over immigration policy. Anna Navaz recently spent time with some of these migrants and asylum seekers arriving in D.C. In just the past 4 months, the district has spent more than $8 million addressing the needs of thousands of migrants. Republican governors from southern states have sent buses of migrants from Texas and Arizona. The number being housed in hotels and attending D.C. public schools has increased as well.
As Title 42 hangs in the balance of the Supreme Court of the United States, border communities like El Paso are preparing for a large influx of migrants in a town already dealing with straining resources, yet working to help those in need.
With colder temperatures and rain in the forecast, volunteers say time is of the essence to help these asylum seekers find shelter indoors. One man staying here tells me every tent had frost on it at this site in Tukwila, and it continues filling with people. Just today, a family arrived here with their small children. It's not home sweet home, but it is a place for more than 300 people seeking asylum.
Governor Abbott started hiring charter buses to take migrants to so-called sanctuary cities back in April. Arizona's Republican Governor Doug Ducey quickly followed suit. According to reports, both Texas and Arizona have sent several thousand migrants to D.C. by this point. And now the mayor there is asking for help. CNBC's Shamari Stone spoke to some of the migrants searching for jobs and places to live.